Right now at 6, we continue to track the alert day conditions for that snowfall. I'll have the latest updates coming up.
Plus, we are watching the roads and warning you where the slickest spots may be this morning.
And a major announcement affecting the Wisconsin Assembly. Speaker Robin Vos talks about his future.
Well, good Friday morning and welcome to News 3 Now. This morning, I'm Michelle Renee Quinn filling in for Kyrion.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot to get to this morning. We had the snowfall from overnight affecting parts of the northern viewing area and some really thick bands of snow, just as the first warned weather team had in the forecast.
Let's check in now with Jacob Montesano.
Thanks, Michelle, Renee, and Chris. As we take a look at the current radar, still not seeing anything in Madison, but we are still seeing those heavy snowfall bands further up to the north. Those of you in Camp Douglas have been seeing this heavy snow for a few hours. There have been reports up to 8 inches of snow now, and we are still seeing that snow fall, and we're still an hour or two away from it to being completely gone from this area. And further to the south across southwest Wisconsin, lighter snow, but still snow nonetheless across areas such as Prairie du Chien and Platteville. Now, Madison and surrounding areas will eventually see that snowfall move through, but it will be a little bit later in the morning, and it's not expected to be as heavy as some of the areas seeing the snowfall right now. But still could see accumulation, maybe around 1 to 2 inches for some, but then as we get towards the afternoon, that will clear up. And looking at the alert day conditions, we also are going to see strong winds, so it's not just the snowfall that will prompt this alert day. Plus, we also had that rain last night, and with temperatures below freezing for a lot of the area at times today, some of that could freeze over. So we're going to see some slippery conditions for everyone, not just the areas that will see the snow. And I'll continue talking more about that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Let's take a look at your morning commute right now. Here's your first warn traffic maps, and it's exactly what Jacob was describing with the weather. Here's a look at southern Wisconsin. No issues across south central, but as you head north, this is where we're starting to see some of those issues. We've been talking about those crashes near Camp Douglas and also near Portage this morning, which just cleared. This is just north of Highway 33 near Portage. You can still see some major backups at this hour, even after that crash was cleared. We do have a live look at what traffic is looking like north of Madison right now, if we can take that full. We're going to be tracking that throughout the morning, and you can see traffic is finally moving along there, so that's some good news here, guys, as that morning commute really ramps up. Back to you.
Josh Pryor will check in with you throughout the morning. Now let's get to our first-hand look at what those local roads look like.
Mark Schilling, photojournalist, he's live in the Wisconsin Dells area giving us a look at those local streets.
Yeah, this is not too far away where some of those heavier snowfall totals, some of those higher snowfall totals have been reported this morning. Again, Jacob Montesano getting those in, saying that some communities are reporting 5, 6, 7, even 8 inches of snow in parts of central and southwestern Wisconsin. So we'll keep checking in as Mark is driving around safely out there as the snow keeps piling up. And just within the last few minutes, more school districts have either called off or delayed today. We are up to 15 school closings and delays, including Adams Friendship closed, Boscobel a couple hours late, Hillsborough schools closed. Some other notable districts making calls today. Platteville schools will be opening up a couple of hours late at 10 o'clock this morning. Prairie du Chien and Reedsburg are closed as well. You can find a full list anytime you want of all these closures and delays at channel3000.com.
And you can stay on top of alert day conditions by downloading the free First Warn Weather app wherever you get your apps. To the Capitol now, where the State Assembly will soon lose one of its longest leaders in history.
That's right. State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos announcing he will not run for re-election in November. First elected to the Assembly in 2004, became Speaker in 2013. One of Vos's biggest political moves while in office was passing Act 10, a bill ending collective bargaining with former Governor Scott Walker. However, Vos has taken a lot of flack from President Trump, who says the Rochester representative did not investigate Trump's 2020 election loss enough. Yesterday, Vos made an emotional announcement on the floor. Take a listen.
The decision wasn't easy. I've been thinking about it for most of 2025. But sometimes a sign pushes you in the right direction, and mine was in mid-November when I had a mild heart attack. Luckily, my doctors say I am perfectly fine, but I do need to reduce my stress. And let me tell you, this job is stressful.
Governor Evers reacting to the news, saying in part, although we've disagreed more often than we didn't, I respect his candor, his ability to navigate complex policies and conversations, and his unrivaled passion for politics.
New this morning, a new bill making its way through the state capitol would provide millions in taxpayer support for UW athletics. The bill would direct $15 million a year to UW system facilities. It would also cement the university's name, image, and likeness policies into state law. The bill passed the Assembly yesterday almost unanimously. The bill now goes to the Senate. The chamber will likely meet in March before adjourning for the year.
Now to the tensions between Iran and the United States. The White House continues to build up an armada in the Middle East. President Trump warning that really bad things could happen if Iran doesn't agree to a nuclear deal. The Trump administration claims Iran still has hundreds of kilograms of enriched uranium and plans to build a nuclear weapon. It comes despite the pair holding 2 rounds of indirect talks over Iran's nuclear program. Now, more countries are getting involved as newly released footage shows the Iranian Navy holding joint exercises with Russia this week. And with climbing oil prices amid the possible strike, this raises some questions about the potential economic fallout. Consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn here, and she has some answers to how this could impact folks at home. Good morning.
Chris, good morning. Economists say open hostilities between the countries could constrict global oil flows and raise U.S. energy prices. On Thursday, President Trump said Iran has about 10 days to make a deal ending its nuclear program, or, quote, bad things will happen. The most immediate economic impact would be felt in the oil market. Capital Economics reports oil prices could rise towards $100 per barrel if Iran's oil infrastructure is hit. The country also has control of the channel used by ships carrying about 20% of the world's daily oil supply. So for consumers, the most immediate impact could be higher prices at the pump.
All right, Michelle Renee, on top of it. Thank you. 6:06, huge news in the sports world. Could the Bears be moving to Indiana, Hammond, Indiana? Specifically, it comes after the Indiana House Committee unanimously approved a new tax plan to help pay for a new stadium for the Bears. The Bears, in a statement, said that if the bill were to pass the full state assembly, it'd be a meaningful step forward. If passed, the Bears would have to fork over $2 billion for the stadium, and then the rest would go to Indiana taxpayers. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said he was surprised by the Bears' decision.
The Stoughton Opera House is making it easier than ever to say yes to live music. Anyone who buys a ticket this month from any performance scheduled February through May can do so risk-free. So if you don't love a show, you'll get your money back. No questions asked. The limited time Love Every Day initiative looks to welcome new audiences, encourage first-time visitors, and give longtime supporters the chance to try something new.
There you go. What do you have to lose?
Nothing.
Your time. That's about it.
Just your time,
check it
but
out.
hopefully it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, sure. I mean, places like that, they need our support, most of them now more than ever.
Absolutely. Let's check in now with meteorologist Jacob Montesano with a look at that weather radar.
Thanks, Michelle, Renee, and Chris. As we look at the snowfall totals, these are the most up-to-date snowfall totals we have right now. Toma reporting 8 inches now, 5.5 in La Crosse, 5 inches in Camp Douglas. That 5-inch report in Camp Douglas, though, was about an hour or two ago, so it's likely a little bit higher as snows continue to fall. 1 inch in Platteville, still not seeing anything for Madison as we take a look at the current radar. That heavier band just continues to sit around Viroqua, La Crosse, Camp Douglas, further up north towards Black River Falls as well. The Dells also seeing some of that accumulation. This is expected to move into Madison, but it will dissipate a little bit as it pushes through. Now, I do want to take a second and talk about the temperatures a bit today. Even as we get towards the afternoon, we're still going to see those temperatures only peaking in the lower 30s. And as you can see, the winds are going to be pretty gusty. These are the sustained winds with gusts even stronger than this. So I'll continue talking more about the winds and show you any other precipitation chances going forward coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. 6:08 right now. Coming up on News 3 Now this morning, we're talking Girl Scout cookies, which officially go on sale across the Badgerland this weekend. We're going to talk to them next live in the 6:08.
And we got the live drive out this morning showing you the conditions where the snow is piling up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:12 here on your Friday. Check it back in on the live drive. That is cruising around the Wisconsin Dells this morning in some very snowy conditions. They have seen several inches of snow that is still falling from overnight. This is one of the communities in the News 3 Now viewing area that's hit hardest. Water capital of the world, or America's water capital. What is it? It's
Water park.
Water park capital of the world. There it is. I knew it was something like that. So Mark Schilling is doing his best to stay safe out there as we don't see many cars on the road at all. Let's check in with Josh Sprider now. He's got your first warn traffic this morning where we're seeing several slowdowns in this neck of the woods, Josh.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, checking in with where Mark is at up in the Dells. That's where we're seeing the biggest impacts right now from the Dells northwestward up towards Camp Douglas. So if you were heading north of Madison this morning, keep that in mind. The good news is zooming into Dane County, we're still in the green at this hour, so we'll be tracking to see if that changes. Taking a look at the drive times again, we are A-OK here at 6:13.
Thanks, Josh. As we take a look at the 3 things you need to know on this Alert Day Friday, we're still going to see the snowfall this morning with breezy conditions and cooler temperatures, not just today, but the breezy conditions and the cooler weather will continue throughout the weekend. Once again, looking at the current radar, all the snow is to the west and northwest of Madison. Starting to see some of that snow kind of creep into areas south of Madison, but those heavier bands of snow staying up to the north for now, and that snow is going to dissipate a little bit as it pushes to the southeast, so snowfall won't be as heavy for Dane County and surrounding areas. Still could see some minor accumulation though. And then as we get towards the afternoon and evening, we still are going to see the potential for some light snow, especially east, but the accumulating snow will come to an end pretty early today, and then throughout the weekend we could see some flurries, but nothing in terms of accumulation. But looking at what we're going to see from this morning, this is the total storm accumulation. You can see that band of 5 to 8 inches, especially where we're seeing that snow just kind of hover over these areas with those heavier snowfall bands. But that cutoff is going to be very short because, as I mentioned, as the system pushes to the southeast, it's not going to be as stationary as it is right now, and it also will dissipate. So we may only see around 1 inch for a lot of Dane County. Some areas of Dane County could see a little bit less, and areas south and east are expected to see less than 1 inch. So looking at the other hazard today, which is the winds, that's actually going to be the strongest where we're going to see the less snowfall. So everyone will see hazards of some kind today. Looking at the current wind speeds, they're not too bad yet. Wind speeds up near 20 miles per hour for some, but these winds are really going to pick up shortly. And once we get towards the late morning and early afternoon, we could see gusts up near 40 miles per hour. And by the time we get to the weekend, it still will be a little bit breezy. They'll calm down a little bit and then maybe pick back up for Sunday. And throughout the weekend, these winds are going to be out of the north. So we're going to continue to see temperatures get colder. And by Sunday and Monday, we're only going to have highs in the 20s. Now, they will warm up at times next week, but nothing is expected to get as warm as it was earlier in this week, at least not in the near future. And during all this, we'll have another chance of some precipitation. This is all precipitation chances, rain or snow, and it looks like we could see a little bit of both Tuesday and Wednesday into Wednesday night, and potentially Wednesday night we could see another round of some accumulating snow, but a lot can certainly change between now and then. But what we will see will be those colder temperatures in the next couple days.
Thank you. 6:15 right now on a Friday morning, and the 608 Girl Scout cookie sales officially begin this weekend. Joining me now are Gabby and Caitlin of the Badgerland Girl Scouts. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Boy, this is a big weekend. Gabby, you guys are super excited.
Yes, we are so excited. I mean, we prepare all year long for this. This is our main fundraiser for our council, and we couldn't be more thrilled that it's finally here.
There's such a big build-up, so cookies officially go on sale starting tomorrow.
Yes. Bright and early tomorrow morning.
Gosh,
Everything's
Caitlin,
live.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so you were in 7th grade. How long have you been a Girl Scout?
I've been a Girl Scout for 8 years.
Oh my gosh, what got you into being a Girl Scout?
Well, so when I was like a 4K kindergarten, they sent this packet home, and I gave it to my mom, and she looked through it, and she was like, oh, this is Girl Scout stuff. She asked me if I wanted to do it, and like the little kid that I am, I said no. So she tried a few more times, and then I eventually said yes, I would try it for this year, and if I didn't like it, then I wouldn't continue. But that first year, I just absolutely loved it, so I kept on doing it till now.
And you still love it because you're still doing it, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So Gabby, I know you've got a few of the cookies out here this morning. This is one of the newer ones. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so we have all of your favorites this year, of course, plus our brand new cookie. It's called the Explore More.
Love that.
It is a Rocky Road ice cream inspired sandwich cookie. So it's a little marshmallowy. It's got kind of an almondy flavor. Of course, it's chocolatey. And it's really quickly becoming a favorite of a lot of people who've gotten to try it so far.
Sign me up, sign me up. Caitlin, do you have a favorite cookie?
I really love the caramel delights.
That is one of my favorites. So you put it in the fridge, you get it nice and chilled. That's perfect. So why is it important for folks to continue supporting you and what you do, Caitlin?
Because the cookie sale is, like Gabby said, a fundraiser, and it's our main one. It helps maintain all of our camp properties, and it helps troops go on field trips, and it helps pay for all the badges, and it even pays for the vests.
And that's really what it's all about, is like there are so many things. Obviously, cookie sales are a big part of the thing in the community, but you guys are doing this 365 days out of the year.
Yes, absolutely. All of our cookie proceeds stay local, so this is really funding everything that we do as a council. It's funding every property we have, like she said. We've got proceeds that go to the troops. Of course, some of it's going towards the rewards that our Girl Scouts earn for selling cookies, scholarships, and even more.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to look forward to. All right, you excited? You ready?
Yes.
Ready to sell some cookies?
Yes.
Do you have any goals this year?
I'm trying to sell 2,000.
2,000. I think you're going to do it. I think we might have some people back here that might be interested too. Guys, thanks so much. We'll have more details up on channel3000.com. Good luck selling those cookies.
Thank you.
Guys, over to you.
Thanks, Josh. Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll have continuing coverage of an investigation of a deadly shooting on the city's northeast side.
And before we head to break, here's a look at your gas prices. Up next, a freebie you can snag from Dunkin. We're back after the break. Welcome back. We're taking a look at this beautiful sunset sent in by Gwen. A little depth of field here.
You're not going to be able to see this morning, unfortunately.
It's way too foggy.
It's a little gloomy outside.
All right, appreciate you, Garen. All right, we're talking about baseball this morning. Rare play. Double plays happen all the time, but I've never seen one like this before. Take a look. This is Southern Illinois in action here. Now, you'll see the pitcher, deliverer, and then, he gets it right in the back.
Yeah, that one hurt.
But if we zoom in and take a closer look and slow it down, you'll see it not only bounce off his back, it bounces off the umpire as well. Heads up play from the second baseman there to turn two. Nice.
A little bit like pinball and baseball mixed together.
Mixed together, yep.
Illinois State and Southern Illinois in action. In case you're wondering, Southern Illinois they beat Southern Illinois. So Illinois State beat Southern Illinois 9-5, as if anybody cares.
Maybe somebody does.
Not here in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Hey, if you're looking to snag a freebie from Dunkin today, they got some free stuff. Check this out. This is very fashionable attire here.
I hear your sarcasm, Chris.
What do you mean? Like I'm not going to swing over to Dunkin after the show and pick some of this stuff up?
Pink could be good. It could be your color.
Yeah. You absolutely need a glove when you're holding an iced coffee, especially in the wintertime.
Right. So not only do they have gloves, they got a whole bunch of gaudy ski garb that they are giving away now. They're not giving all this stuff away. If you go and you buy an iced coffee today at participating locations starting at 10 a.m., you can get that glove. And then online, they've got all this other stuff that they're selling. It's the first run ski suit, which looks like it's straight out of the 1970s. They've got going on.
Those ski suits look like the track suits with all the sponsors on it.
Yeah, they do.
Just
Good
in
stuff.
time for,
There you go.
Winter Olympics. Everybody getting dressed. Just
What do you
go
think?
with it.
You are a very fashionable lady, Michelle Renee. What do you think? Give us your honest opinion about these clothes.
Michelle Renee doesn't ski, so you would never catch me dead in that. So.
All right.
That's
There you
my
go.
opinion.
answer.
Pink
Right
glove
there.
today from Dunkin.
Now, you're going to need all of that today, though, because it is going to be a kind of a wake-up call with the temperatures. Even if we don't see a ton of snow in Madison, we are going to see windy conditions and temperatures a lot colder compared to much of this week, and that will continue over the weekend. We are going to see more precipitation chances once we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday. Potentially more accumulating snow. Very uncertain about that at this point, but the possibility is there. We will see temperatures getting warmer towards the end of next week, highs back in the 40s, but we saw a high of 64 earlier this week, so nothing quite to that level over the next 10 days, but it is the second half of February, so on average, these temperatures are now at the point where they are getting a little bit warmer, even though they will be colder the next couple of days.
All right, Jacob, we're leaning on you heavy this morning because you've got a lot to talk about. Want to check in with Mark Schilling, who's out on the live drive this morning, cruising around Wisconsin Dells, where the snow is still falling, and those streets are snowy. We got some high snowfall totals up near those next to the woods. So we'll keep checking in with Mark Schilling, who's doing his best to stay safe out on the roads so you can have a safer commute.
And up next, Wisconsin mothers could soon get more health care support. Ahead, the bipartisan bill heading to Evers' desk that changes how health care professionals care for new mothers in the Badger State.
Right now it's 6:30. Snow continues to fall across parts of southern Wisconsin. I'll talk about how much we're expecting coming up.
And a Madison shooting leaves a teenager and another injured. What police are saying about their relationship.
And a new bill looks to extend postpartum care in Wisconsin. Just how much longer a mother would receive coverage. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Michelle Renee Quinn, filling in for Kyrion Lee. Good morning.
All right, we are up to 27 school closings and delays. We've had a lot come in just within the past 15 minutes or so, and it's all because of that heavy snow we saw overnight, and some areas still getting that this morning.
Absolutely. Let's check in now with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. He's got his eye on that. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Michelle, Renee, and Chris. Some of you may wake up and think, why the heck are schools closed? Because Madison and areas to the east have seen no snowfall at this point. But there's been very heavy snow for areas further to the north and northwest. Now, specifically between Camp Douglas, La Crosse, and areas near the Mississippi River, that's where the most snow has occurred, and we are still seeing some heavy snow for these locations. We also have been seeing continuous snowfall across southwest Wisconsin, a little bit lighter, but still snow nonetheless. And looking at the visibility, those areas that are seeing the heaviest snow, visibility down to a half mile, and in some cases even less than that. So definitely take it easy on your way to work or taking the kids to school, especially for areas to the west. Now, Madison and surrounding areas are expected to see snowfall a little bit later in the morning, but it'll be a bit broken up at this point. Still could see some minor accumulations, just not quite as much. And then once we get to the afternoon, all of the area will see the snow have cleared out at that point, but we're going to continue to be windy and we will be a lot colder. So I'll continue talking more about this system and the forecast for the weekend coming up throughout the show.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Let's take a look at your morning commute this morning, and it's the tale of two different stories as Jacob was looking at with Radar 3000. You can see across southern Wisconsin a lot of green, which is good. That's what we want to see at this time of the morning. But as we head north, where that snow has been falling, we're talking from the Dells up to the northwest of Camp Douglas. That's where we're seeing the impacts at this hour. So if you're in the northern part of our News 3 Now viewing area, keep that in mind as you head out the door. Good news if you are just leaving here in Dane County and Madison. No issues. Beltline moving at posted speeds. We're also moving at those speeds from 151, 14, and 12 as you make your way onto the Beltline. Guys, back to you.
All right, sounds good. Let's take a closer look now at those road conditions this morning. We've got Mark Schilling out on the live drive this morning. Cruising around Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world, where we've got several inches of snow lining the streets of their gorgeous historic downtown. We have been seeing the snow pile up there this morning. Mark doing his best to try to keep safe while you have a safe commute, hopefully, as well.
And nearly 30 schools have either closed or are delayed this morning for their start today. So if you see your child's school is affected, that's running at the bottom of your screen, or you can go to channel3000.com. And as always, stay on top of the Alert Day conditions by downloading the free First Warn Weather app. Find that wherever you get your apps. In developing news, Madison police are investigating a deadly shooting in the Eakin Park neighborhood.
Investigators say two teenagers who knew each other were involved. One is dead, the other fighting for his life. Police got the call around 9:20 yesterday morning to a home on North Lawn Avenue near East Wash. MPD says a 16-year-old boy has life-threatening injuries. A 19-year-old died when he shot himself. The Violent Crime Unit is leading the investigation.
I just asked the community to think of this particular family and keep them in their thoughts and support them if possible, because this is a very unimaginable tragedy for them to have to process.
Madison police say there's no threat to the public this morning. We'll continue to bring you updates as the story develops.
Happening today, a man accused of hitting and killing a woman while he was driving drunk will be sentenced. Rayanne Bertrand faces several charges stemming from a crash last March. He's pleaded guilty to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. It happened at the intersection of Gammon Road and Raymond Road. Bertrand allegedly told police he had been drinking since 8 a.m. Police say he was driving 50 miles per hour when he hit another car. A 67-year-old woman died at the scene, and 2 children inside were taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He'll be in court this morning at 9:30.
A Madison school board member and the leader of a local nonprofit facing some misdemeanor charges this morning. Mia Pearson and Brandy Grayson facing counts of disorderly conduct and resisting police. Pearson is the vice president of the Madison School Board and the chair of the Madison Police Civilian Oversight Board. Grayson is the founder and CEO of the nonprofit Urban Triage. The charges stem from an incident December 19th that started with a dispute over parking at the Majestic Theater. The criminal complaint says Grayson was driving over cones and into a loading zone outside the theater. Both women refused to get out, and officers had to forcibly remove them. They're scheduled to appear in court next month. News 3 Now has reached out to the Madison School District and the Police Oversight Board for comment, but we have not heard back.
At the state capitol, a new bill aimed at extending postpartum care through Medicaid is heading to the governor's desk. If signed into law, the bill would extend the current coverage offered from 2 months to a year. The bill passing through the state assembly and Senate with bipartisan support. One Madison doula says the bill helps to turn the focus from just the child onto both mom and the baby.
A lot of times the care drops off. And I think that's pretty representative of our medical industrial complex, that a lot of the focus is on baby and the health of baby and not necessarily the family and mom as a whole.
Representative Shay Sortwell, a Republican from Two Rivers, was the lone vote against the bill.
In New York City, the annual toy fair is underway with a peek at what could be the next hot toys. A big toy trend this year is a tie-in to shows and movies. Toys from Super Mario Brothers, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Bluey are the stars of this year's show. Plus, bracelet makers and other toys that help kids create, like solar-powered flowers that are teaching robotics and inflatable air builders. Most of these will hit store shelves later this year.
Black Americans are 30% more likely to die from heart disease than white Americans. But that's not because of their race, it's because of socioeconomic factors, and it's completely preventable. Race is not a genetic factor, but a social reality. Social detriments like nutrition, healthcare access, financial resources, and housing drive heart health disparities in Black communities. Heart disease is more common in young Black Americans, and that's why early recognition and access to care are critical. Pediatric cardiologist Dr. Rock says controlling blood pressure significantly lowers your risk of developing later complications.
Knowing your blood pressure, knowing your heart disease risk factors. There are multiple community sites where people can check their blood pressure without having to see a physician, without having to be billed for.
The Black Women's Wellness Center is one resource. It has a set of community-trained health workers and blood pressure machines. You can also lower your risk with exercise.
So even if that means I'm starting to go from 0 to walking 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, anything that's going to allow you to start using that muscle, because the heart is a muscle. It is when we move, we're using that muscle, we're helping it get stronger, we're helping it practice circulating our blood and those types of things. Movement is life.
You can learn more about heart health and new initiatives coming to Dane County at the Black Women's Wellness Wear Red for Women's event. That's tomorrow at the Goodman Center from 11 to 1:30.
All right, thank you, Michelle Renee. 6:37 now, back to the weather. The DNR wants you to know that fluctuating temperatures are creating some dangerous conditions on the ice. What appears solid may not be safe. Warmer weather often softens the ice and creates weak spots that can form even when ice appears to be thick. The DNR says ice conditions change daily with currents, debris, and warm spells thinning ice from below.
I absolutely 100% agree that no ice is safe ice. Even during the cold spell that we just had, you could find sketchy ice out there. And personally, I've actually had more instances with going through the ice and having sketchy situations on the ice when you would think the ice is safe, because when the ice is safe, then you're not necessarily looking out for it.
Experts recommend never going out on the ice alone and making sure you're prepared with safety equipment. Officials say even with colder temps returning, ice conditions can change quickly, so caution is essential.
And even though there's that little blanket of snow on top of them, it doesn't make it safe. And I know you've got our snow totals. What are we expecting?
Well, we're continuing to see these snowfall totals come in over the last couple of hours, and we now have a few reports up into the double digits. This is further west towards the Mississippi River, Genoa at 10 inches, Toma at 8 inches. Here are a few other snowfall totals that have been reported. 1 inch in Platteville, not seeing anything in Madison, but Camp Douglas at 5 inches. I expect some of these totals are actually a little bit higher as it's been continuing to snow since the latest report in these locations. 5.5 in La Crosse, and some areas could get up to the double digits that, as we've already seen. Maybe even a little bit higher based on how much falling snow is going to continue for the next few hours. Now, as this system pushes southeast, it will dissipate a little bit. So although Madison and surrounding areas will still see snow, it's not expected to be as heavy as areas off to the north. But looking at a generic forecast for today, temperature-wise, we're only going to be in the near 30 to the lower 30s with gusty winds, maybe a few peaks of sunshine in the afternoon. But otherwise, it certainly is going to be a lot colder today.
All right, Jacob, thank you. 6:39 on a Friday morning. Coming up on News 3 Now this morning, we're talking with the Girl Scouts about their cookies, which officially go on sale across the Badgerland this weekend. That's next, live.
And we'll continue to track those road conditions out there. We'll show you where the snow is piling up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back to News 3 Now this morning. It is 6:43. Happy Friday if you're just joining us. The tale of two different weather stories depending on where you are living here this morning or waking up this morning. Taking a look to the north here where Jacob has been tracking that snow. This is the northern viewing area from Sparta to Toma over to New Lisbon down to Wisconsin Dells and Portage. This is where we're seeing the main issues right now. Good news though, Dane County, we're all in the green. No traffic impacts as you're heading out the door here locally. Here's a look at your drive times as you are heading into Dane County as well. Janesville, Sauk City, and Sun Prairie all in the green at this hour. That's your first one traffic.
Thanks, Josh. And looking at that radar kind of goes hand in hand with the traffic map with the heavier snow further to the north. Still not seeing that snow yet in Madison, although we are starting to see it creep into our area. We could be seeing some minor accumulation, although I don't expect to see nearly as much as what we're seeing further to the north. But definitely just be aware of that. And even if we don't see a lot of accumulation, we're still going to see some treacherous travel conditions. So this is going to continue to move to the southeast over the next couple of hours. Once we get closer to noon, a lot of the accumulating snow will have come to an end. Still could see some, but at that point, it's mostly going to be pretty light. And then once we get to the overnight hours, even the areas to the east that may see it last a bit longer, even those locations will be pretty dry. And then throughout the weekend, we'll see continuous cloud cover, which could lead to some light flurries. But looking at the accumulation forecast, there'll be a pretty sharp cutoff as that system does get pushed down to the southeast. It will dissipate. But in this blue area, we've already been seeing snow totals around 5 to 10 inches. And so we could be seeing some areas potentially get a little bit more. Again, around 1 to 3 for Madison. Even the southeastern portion of Dane County may see less than an inch, and further south and east of that, less than an inch is expected. So looking at the wind bulletins, even if we don't see the heavy snow, the areas that aren't going to see as much snow will actually be seeing some stronger winds, and the winds are beginning to pick up a little bit, and they're really going to get gusty once we get towards the late morning and afternoon, where gusts are going to be up around 40 miles per hour for much of the area. And over the weekend, it will continue to be just a little bit breezy as well, calming down a little bit for Saturday, but then picking back up once we get into Sunday. And throughout the weekend, the winds will be mostly out of the north, so these temperatures are going to be colder. Highs are expected to be in the 20s for Sunday and Monday, warming up at points next week, but not getting to levels as mild as they were earlier this week. And as we look at the precipitation chances during this time, this is any rain or snow chances. We are going to see them increase again once we get towards Tuesday and especially Wednesday of next week. What you're seeing here over the weekend is just a small chance of some flurries, nothing too significant, but obviously we are seeing that snowfall today. So So looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, other than some light flurries, we will be pretty dry over the weekend, but obviously we will be colder. And next week we will start out cold and then warm up a little bit for the middle of the week. And these highs in the upper 30s will still be above average for this time of the year. The average high is 33, which is what we're going to see today. And then we could even see a return of the 40s. Now that system that we could potentially see Tuesday and then especially Wednesday into Wednesday night might bring some more snow accumulation to our area, but there's still a lot of uncertainty in that regard. But we may be seeing more winter weather once we get to that point. And as I mentioned, it's going to be cold for just about everybody.
All right, Jacob, thanks for the updates. Thanks for the update, Jacob. Now let's get to our live drive. Mark Schilling trying to get back onto I-90-94 eastbound, where you see just how much snow has fallen overnight and into this morning, and it is still snowing. Parts of the viewing area, including Wisconsin Dells and further north, are seeing again the heaviest bands this morning and some of the most dangerous travel conditions. So Mark's going to do his best to try to drive safe as he heads back down to Dane County. Now let's send it over to Josh Breider. He's got some Girl Scout cookies and a Girl Scout. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Chris, good morning to you. Yeah, time to go into 608. Girl Scout cookie sales officially begin this weekend. And joining me now are Gabby along with Aisha of the Badgerland Girl Scouts. Good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, you can see the excitement. We can feel the excitement. This is a big weekend for you guys, and it all kicks off tomorrow, Gabby.
Yes, bright and early tomorrow morning. Our Girl Scouts are going to start having booths all over the state, and of course, you can buy them online too.
You know, this is such an exciting time of the year, and Aisha, you're in 10th grade, and you've been a Girl Scout for how long?
I've been in Girl Scouts since second grade. So
second grade? So what got you involved with wanting to be a Girl Scout?
Well, I had just freshly moved to Wisconsin, and it was like an opportunity for me to like get to know more people. So.
And has it done that?
Yes.
So what would be your plea to get more people involved with wanting to be a Girl Scout?
I would say like if you're like somewhat interested in it, ask a fellow Girl Scout. If you see them selling cookies outside, ask them questions. We're more than happy to answer them.
Is the cookie sales, is that like one of your favorite parts of being a Girl Scout?
Yes, I love selling cookies.
Oh, I love that. And that's really what this is all about. It's that full circle thing, and that's the mission of being a part of the Badgerland Girl Scouts.
Yes, absolutely. Not only is the Girl Scout cookie program a fundraiser, but it's teaching Girl Scouts really valuable skills that they can use for the rest of their lives. It's teaching goal setting, decision making, money management, really, really important skills for youth of today.
And that's what they're going to be growing up with. You know,
Absolutely.
That's super, super important. All right, so of course we got to talk about the tasty treats. You've got one of the new cookies that are going to be available for sale this weekend. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so all of your favorites are back. Of course, Thin Mints peanut butter patties, but we have a brand new cookie called the Explore More. You'll see these pink colored boxes this year. It is a Rocky Road inspired sandwich cookie.
Yum.
So very delicious.
You know, what are the most popular favorites? Are there some that are more than others?
Definitely. Thin Mints, Caramel Delights, peanut butter patties, and in the past few years, I think lemonades are really rising the ranks.
Oh, that's interesting.
Everybody
What's your
loves the citrus.
favorite cookie, Aisha?
I would say my favorite cookie was the Toastier ones.
Oh, yes. Oh, those were good. Those were good. So if people are looking to come buy from you, are you going to be anywhere this weekend? Where can they come see you?
I think we have a few booths set up, like at Pick and Save, Walmart.
Awesome.
Those kind of places.
That's what's so nice about this time of the year is I feel like you guys pick all those locations, so wherever you go, you're going to find one of the Girl Scouts, which is important too.
Yes, absolutely. And you can even find where our booths are going to be right on our website. So it's just gsbadgerland.org. There's a button that says Find Cookies, and you can either buy them online or find a booth in your area.
Oh, making it easy for us. I'm in need of a little sweet treat, I can tell you that.
Aren't we all?
Yes, guys, thanks so much. Good luck with your sales this year.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more on your morning commute next in the Morning Sprint.
It's 6:53, time for the Morning Sprint.
Here's a first-hand look at the road conditions this morning. Mark Schilling is on I-90-94 trying to get back to Madison from up by the Dells, where we got some heavy snow and some slow conditions. We'll keep you updated throughout CBS Mornings.
Madison police say one teen is dead and another critically injured after a shooting in the Eakin Park neighborhood. That's near East Washington. It happened yesterday morning. Police say both lived in the home. A 9-year-old died when he shot himself. A 16-year-old has life-threatening injuries. Police say there is no threat to the public.
Ryan Bertrand, accused of hitting and killing a woman while he was driving drunk, will be sentenced today. He has pleaded guilty to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle in that March crash. He reportedly told police that he'd been drinking since 8 a.m. when he hit another car, killing a 67-year-old woman and sending 2 kids to the hospital.
The Chicago Bears could soon be moving out of the Windy City and into Indiana. The Indiana House Committee unanimously approved a new tax plan to help pay for the stadium. If passed, the Bears would pay $2 billion for the stadium, and the rest of the bill would go to the state.
Madison School Board Vice President Maya Pearson, and Urban Triage founder and CEO Brandy Grayson are facing misdemeanor charges this morning. They are counts of disorderly conduct and resisting police. It's over a December incident at the Majestic Theater. Pearson's also the chair of the Civilian Oversight Board. Both women are due in court next month.
Right now, Madison police are searching for a woman who left her Madison group home. Catherine McIntosh was last seen yesterday at the intersection of Park Edge Drive and Gammon Lane near Elver Park. Police say she was wearing a blue hoodie, red pants, and had a black blanket. If you see her, contact police.
Robin Vos, one of Wisconsin's most powerful Republicans, will not seek re-election. Voters elected him in 2004. He became Speaker in 2013. Vos is the longest-serving Speaker in state history. One of his most critical political moves was working with former Governor Scott Walker to pass Act 10, which ended collective bargaining for public employees.
And here's a final look at your 10-day forecast. Or first, let's take a look at the current radar. We are seeing that snow continue for areas to the north and to the west. Some areas still seeing that heavy snow. It is pushing into Madison, and I did just step outside. There is a light dusting of snow on the grassy surfaces, so pretty soon that's going to start to accumulate on the roads. So definitely take it easy out there. And here's a look at the 10-day forecast. It is going to be colder and windy for everyone, even the areas that don't see a lot of snow. And over the weekend, we are looking dry, maybe some light flurries, but beyond that, it is going to be cold and a little breezy, with the consistent precipitation potentially returning for the middle of next week.
All right, thank you, Jacob. We'll have updates throughout CBS Mornings.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning. Tune in tomorrow for Weekend Mornings with me and Jacob, live at 5 and 8.